Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
The United States of America is going to be the best place in the world for a child to grow up.
And yes, together, we will make America great again.
You are not talking about democracy. You are talking about oligarchy, and that has got to end.
Let go of the past and move forward.
After we asked
the talents and the skills of our people.
The question is whether the world will exist, half slave or half free, whether it will move in the direction of freedom, in the direction of the road that we are taking, or whether it will move in the direction of slavery.
On this here day, July 4, 2020, I stand here and demand the redistribution of land. We want our 40 acres and we want our meal. It is our black and brown bodies being used as a tool. We built this country up and we will burn this country down. It is not the dead bodies but burned buildings that make you frown. 244 years. It's 2020, America's vision still not clear. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, inalienable rights of all men, unless there's something I missed. Bodies in trees, kids in cages, police are murdering us as we pay their wages. No taxation without representation. We will no longer pay for this corrupt nation. America, please help us understand. Why are they on reservations when this is their land? Stood with your hand on top of a Bible to serve and protect, not murder and denial. How can you smile posed with a still body? Where's our Sixth Amendment right to a judge and a jury? We're in a hurry, we want to be free, no longer standing idle to corruption and greed, because my people weren't free in 1776. But would this even be America if we weren't in the mix? The first to die for this country, say his name, Crispus Attucks.
What's poppin'? Happy Independence Day! Woo! This is Race Against Me, a platform on a mission to have difficult conversations that are usually pushed to the side or covered in subtext by creating a space that is safe for all people to come, learn, feel, and grow, ultimately leading in the rise of human consciousness. My name is Janelle.
My name is Ajani.
And today, we're gonna be talking about the Declaration of Independence, our founding fathers, and the principles on which this country was established.
The following excerpts are from other Americans discussing what they think it means to be American. Among these voices are historians and writers who think about this topic a lot, as well as individuals from other walks of life who participated in a discussion for the documentary film, A More Perfect Union. Precisely because we are not a people held together by blood, no one knows who an American is except by what they believe. It's important that we do know our history, because our history is the source of our Americanness. Historian Gordon Wood.
When people wrote, "All men are created equal," they really meant men. But they didn't mean any other men except white men who owned land. That is what they meant. But because the ideas are powerful, there is no way that they can get away with holding on to that. It's not possible when you have an idea that powerful and as revolutionary as a country founded on the idea that just because you are in the world, just because you are here,
you have a right to certain things that are common to all humanity. That's really what we say in those documents. The idea is that we begin the Constitution with "we the people," even though they didn't mean me. They had no idea that I would ever want to make a claim on that, and they'd probably be horrified if they had known that any of us would. But you can't let that powerful of an idea out into the world without consequences. Writer Rosemary Bray. First and foremost, I find it absolutely fascinating in the first quote when they said that because we're not tied together by blood, we are only tied together by history. That is the source of our Americanness. And that is the reason why we're here today, right? Because in the climate that we're in right now, there is conversation happening about what is American, what isn't American, who is a patriot and who is not. And to that I say, do you even know your history?
True. You know, they say no history, no self. No history, no self. You see? See? So I think we're kind of shifting as Americans. Mm-hmm. Some people are just completely denouncing their Americanness. And, you know, and for good reason. America has not quite served us in the way that I think we were hoping for. 'Cause that's what sucks about history, is that there's so much evil. And, you know, our country was founded on, you know, on the disenfranchisement of many different classes of people. But I still think that we need to take a look at that and find the lessons, find the, you know, what we do want to claim.
I'm gonna raise you one, and I'm gonna say that I completely understand, I agree, I completely understand the people who are denouncing America right now. But this is my country, bro. I was born and raised here. Okay, so what I challenge us to do is to go through the Declaration of Independence, recognize the improvement that we have had in our moral standing as a country or as a population, and then take claim to what it is that we set out to build.
Right.
And let's do it the right way.
Right. We are taught that the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776. And this is the history behind Independence Day. But this date isn't necessarily true. The Congress declared their freedom on July 2nd, after bringing it to a vote. The Declaration of Independence was approved on July 4th. And on August 2nd, 1776, 56 members of the Second Continental Congress started signing the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia. So, what did the Declaration of Independence say anyways?
I'm so glad you asked. Yeah. Let me tell you. So, in the beginning of the Declaration of Independence, what they do is they lay out very clearly why we are writing. It's a breakup letter, boo. We don't want to do this anymore. I'm sorry.
Straight up.
Because, you know, like, there's this one time we wrote this breakup letter, and I'm sure when he read the 27 things, he was like, oh my gosh, that is so not me. I couldn't have done any of those things. You're totally tripping. You need to go and, like, collect yourself, and then when you grow up, we can have a conversation like adults. Like, I 100% imagine that's how the breakup happened. King George was like, bro, you're tripping. I'm awesome. You haven't done anything.
Honestly, they were real bold, and they were real bold, and yes, they are flawed, extremely flawed, our founding fathers, but you know what? We're gonna focus that discussion on another day. But today, we're just talking about the action that they took and the fact that those dudes, they saw what they wanted, and they went out and they got it. Yeah. They were like, there's no one that's gonna stop us, you know, because King George is trash, and we're over it. And you know what? We're over it, and we have a list. We have a 27-part list of receipts
receipts.
Receipts.
And that's what we want today. We are still looking for receipts. They laid out 27 grievances that they had with King George. But before they even did that, they explained that because we were human, because our Creator created us, that we had certain inalienable rights, rights that could not be given, rights that could not be taken, rights that you have, period, as a human. Of these rights included our life, liberty, and what was originally the pursuit of property and became the pursuit of happiness. And when we look at just those three inalienable rights, in today's current climate, we as Americans are not free to life, liberty, or happiness. That is being snatched away by so many Americans on a daily basis. In the Declaration of Independence, and I am going to read off of the easy version, pardon me, okay, I'm trying to help you all out.
Okay, look, they were talking, they talked so weird back in the day.
They did. Like, Old English is hard.
It is hard, okay?
You just added a bunch of extra words that we ain't even need. So we gonna cut some extra words out for you and get to the point.
Right.
The one thing that they did say is that governments, we need to be careful not to make quick changes or abolish long-standing governments, and definitely to not do them for light and transient causes. And so when we look at the 27 reasons that they laid out, they made sure that they were not light or transient. And I think that the important part is that when we do go over these in future episodes, we will be able to see that still to this day, the United States is not living up to the quality of life that the Founding Fathers intended for Americans to have.
Right. Number one, their first grievance was, that King George the Third,
Trace.
He refused to approve laws that are wholesome and necessary for public good. Now, it's like what of the dozens of laws have we not passed that was gonna help everybody? So the first one was the GSA Act. Okay. That did not pass, that would limit government spending for conferences and actively restrict corruption. Okay, so this would limit spending for conferences to like $500,000, like cap, right? And it didn't pass. The government was like,
$500,000 isn't going to be enough for us to have all the conferences that we need. Sorry, we need more work than that. We know.
That's like per conference. Per conference. $500,000 per conference. I don't know how you need more than $500,000 for a conference.
I don't know how you need more than $500,000 for a year's worth of conferences.
I don't get that. It's so stupid.
Listen.